Today we're talking about niches and premium pricing. So it's going to be juicy. And before we get into what I want to talk to you about, I want you to know that the Unconditional Wealth Retreat is open for enrollment. We are going to Costa Rica. We have a luxury villa, a private chef, excursions planned. We will be doing super advanced mindset work on using our mind as a tool to create wealth and to create abundance. We have a beautiful group of women coming. These retreats are always like so good. You know, it's luxurious, it's beautiful. We don't work too hard, we rest, we play. It's a delight. So if you want the details on that, check the show notes so that way you could at least see the pictures. You definitely want to see the pictures. And, let me know. All right. So let's talk about premium pricing and choosing a niche. So I've been working with women in business for a while, and sometimes I get some pushback from ladies about choosing a niche. And they'll be like, well, I could do this for these kinds of people, and I could do that for those kinds of people, and I don't want to exclude people. And I'm like, listen, here's the deal. There's a couple of reasons why niching. They say that the riches are in the niches, and this is a pretty common business adage. And I get where people are going when they don't want to choose a niche, but I'll tell you that choosing a niche, getting really clear on your target audience, is one of the core things to do to make more money in less time. All right. If you're into making more money in less time, then you want to listen to this. Now, if you're not into making that much money, or you're willing to do 1,000 different offers and structures and work with everybody and bend over backwards, then please feel free. But let's talk about this. So what a niche is really when you get into your market and you're serving a very specific segment of your market, right? So for Limitless Wealth, my core offer, the thing that I've been selling for a bit, I'm talking to service-based business women who are in the process of scaling. Why? Because that scaling is a place where you need somebody to hold you steady on the business side, but also there's so much mindset work, there's so much emotional range work, there's so much energy management work, and the level of growth for that person, as you grow into that person who can hold and be with all this success, there's a lot of tension. And so these are very specific problems that I have observed over my career. And I'm really good at solving those problems. And so it makes perfect sense. Am I talking in that offer to super newbie business owners? No, I'm talking to people who are scaling. Am I talking to people who are in their business but don't have money? That don't have money yet? No, I'm not. Am I talking to people who already have $20 million a year in sales? No, I'm not. It's a very specific segment. Now, why this is so awesome is it makes the marketing easier. When I can speak very specifically to my exact audience, people who are in that exact season of their business are going to be paying attention. They're going to see my ad and be like, oh my God, she knows me. She understands. Now, if I'm talking vast and wide, the internet is noisy. Even like print media, radio advertising, however you're going to talk to people, however you're going to get in front of them, the world is very noisy. And so if you're not talking specifically to people, you have to work much, much harder to get people to click your links or buy your initial thing or watch your videos, right? If you're not talking to people very specifically. And then if you have a super vast audience, most often you're not going to be able to charge very premium prices, right? Now let's think about it. Let's just say I have a time management class. A time management class is, I don't know, a couple $100 maybe. Now, if I have a time management class for working moms with small kids, all right, I could probably charge a little bit more for that because now there's going to be stuff in there that's really specific problems, right? Like the very specific problems towards those clients. Because they don't like that regular time management class that could be for men and for women, when women carry much more of the mental and like domestic labor side of their lives, right? So like a time management course for men probably was not going to apply to a mom with small kids, right? Now look, if I was to make a time management course for moms of small kids who are also in the business of selling cars, well, holy shit, man, that's probably a $2,000 course, right? And so as we get more and more specific, we can create more and more value for our buyer. And in doing that, we can really charge a more premium price. So it makes the marketing easier. Now, when we can create more and more value for our clients, that's the place where we can charge really premium prices. So like in my example, a basic time management course is not going to be a premium offer, right? Because it doesn't talk to anybody. And we're going to be like, oh, time blocking. Great. Like, no, it doesn't really solve problems. It's just information. Now, if we were to get down into that next level, it's going to be a different kind of pricing, right? Let's say I was going to charge $200 for the first one. Now I might be charging $1,000 for time management for moms of kids, because in there I've looked at them, I've been in their shoes, I know these things, and I'm helping them to solve problems. I'm helping them to do this in spite of the obstacles in their day, or the fact that they don't, that there are variables, right, in their day. How do you still get things done when maybe you have a sick kid, or maybe you have this, right? And so the further down I get into the niche, the more value I provide by understanding them deeper, by understanding their problems, by understanding their desires, their constraints, right? And the more that I understand, the more value I can create. Now, that bottom level that I was telling you, right, where the niche is the deepest, where we're doing a time management course for moms of young children who are also car salespeople. Well, shit. I'm like, now we understand what business they're in and what their goals are, right? They're probably trying to make the most money the fastest. They're probably into selling cars because, they don't necessarily have 40 hours a week to work or whatever else, right? So the more value that I can create, the higher of a price that I can charge. And so I just want to point this stuff out, because a lot of times when people are getting into businesses, that they feel like the more people that they can serve, the more money they're going to make. And I'm like, they're not wrong, but when you have your niche really dialed in, your messaging gets so clear, your ad cost comes down if you're running ads, and the people paying attention to you. And when you're talking really specifically to people's problems, even people who don't have that problem but know somebody with that problem, pay attention. I'll give you a little quick example. So years ago, I used to do a lot of student loan work for people. Like before the government started to reorganize the public service loan forgiveness, people would hire me to help them sort out their public service loan forgiveness. It's a very specific problem. And I used to write it on Facebook. And I'll tell you, at that point in my career, I was getting referrals from people I'd never met. People I'd never even talked to. Friends of friends were tagging me and stuff. It was the easiest. It was the best part of my business, because it was so specific. And so I was like, oh, if you know people who have a student loan who also work as a teacher, or also work in nonprofits or work in hospitals, let me know, and I can be of service. And so that problem, when I was talking very specifically to that problem, people came out of the woodwork to help. And they were not helping me. I want to be real clear about that. But they were putting my name in their pocket to help their friend with this problem, right? Because people love to be of service to one another. All right. So also, I'm going to mention one more thing to you. So I have a new offer that will be coming very soon. The details are going to be announced relatively soon. And this offer is going to be for people who are getting started in their businesses and really working toward a six-figure, like $10,000 a month. So it'll be good for anybody who's who wants to make the six figures, right? So it's not out yet, but the details are to come. The details are coming. All right, dear ladies, I love you so much, and I will talk to you next.